Like, we do not have a Christian version of the internet. Like, the internet is not a fundamentally Christian thing. It is a fundamentally worldly thing, even pagan, depending on how you look at it. And you can see this if you try to conceptualize what the internet would have been had, like, the church brought it to society as opposed to had the church found it in society. Like, if Lifeway had brought you this service, like, hey, you can send like mail to people, but it's not actually mail. It's entirely this thing called digital that exists but does not exist, and like you can go to a place, but your body does not come with you. But you go, like a you that does not have a body. It goes to this place where there are movies, where there is things to watch, where there is teaching that's happening, and you can talk to you can talk to other people whose bodies are also not there. Like, all the words that a Christian would use from a Christian context to talk about that kind of stuff, of how we think about the internet, of going to places like web addresses, going to sites as if they're places that host things. All that language, if a Christian came up with that, like, what place do we have that is a place where you can go but your body can't? Well, there's two, and if you called it one, you would be scared, and if you called it the other, you should be more scared, and that's the good one. Like, what would you call yourself that can go to these places, that goes without your body? Because they call it an avatar in a lot of places online. Sometimes it's a presence, like you sense a presence in the room. It's almost like a ghost, but we didn't want to go that far. We didn't call it a ghost. We called it a presence. We call it, like an avatar. We have kind of soft language for it. But a Christian would call it a soul and then immediately reject that because, like, no, my soul is here. I'm my soul. My soul does not get separated from my body. And when it does, it's usually a bad thing. Like, there's no Christian internet because, like, it's not based in how we think about things. It's based on how the world thinks about things. So if we want to be in the world and not of the world, yeah, you can do that on the internet, but it looks a lot different. And a Christian internet would look foundationally different than what the internet that we have now. In fact, like, it would be so countercultural that people wouldn't know what to do with it. But then you also wouldn't have a lot of the problems that you have with the internet because, like, the language would instruct the use. And most people can't get that. Most people don't get that. Like, yeah, if you're going to call it pagan things, like having an avatar, that comes from a pagan religion. And that thought process is going to affect your use and how you think about that. Like, that's important. It's super important because your words define reality. And the words you use to describe things define that reality. And if those are Christian words, you're defining your reality in a Christian way. And if they're not Christian words, well, I mean, here we are.